When I started practicing law, I worked for a law firm that represented insurance companies. We would defend the people that caused the car wrecks. We would also defend employers and insurance companies in workers' compensation claims. So whenever an employee was hurt at work, the insurance companies would call me, wanting advice on how to protect the insurance company and save them money. Now, I only work for injured workers and their families. Today, right now, I'm going to give you 5 secrets the insurance company doesn't want you to know about your on-the-job injury. Secret number 1. Did you know that if you are receiving workers' compensation wage benefits and you've received them in the last 120 days, you may be able to have a one-time exam with a doctor of your choice? You may be able to see your doctor, not the company doctor, and the insurance company cannot stop you. In fact, the insurance company has to pay for this exam. Wouldn't it be nice to get an opinion from someone other than the insurance company's doctor? Well, as with any law, there are certain hoops you have to jump through to request this free exam. And if you don't comply with the law in requesting the evaluation, you better believe the insurance company will deny your right to this examination. Secret number 2. Did you know that your employer is required by law to post a panel of doctors for you to see if you're hurt on the job? Most employers don't even have one posted. If they do, oftentimes it's not in compliance with the law. And according to the rules of the State Board of Workers' Compensation, this panel has to be pink and it has to be on the most current board form. And in most situations, it has to have at least 6 physicians listed on it. It must have an orthopedic surgeon listed on the panel, not just an orthopedist, but an orthopedic surgeon. The panel also has to have a minority physician. The employer is required by law to take reasonable steps to make sure its employees learn about the panel of physicians and to assist them in obtaining medical care from an authorized provider. If, and this is so important, if the employer does not have a panel posted, or if the panel is not a proper one as defined by Georgia law, then the injured worker is free to go see any doctor of their choice. If the employer does have a valid panel, it's still your right to choose the doctor that you want to see on that panel. The employer cannot force you to treat with a specific doctor that they want you to see on that panel. All right, secret number 3. Did you know the employer has to pay you mileage to and from your doctors, your physical therapy appointments, and to get your prescriptions filled? They have to pay you an amount for each and every mile that you travel, as long as it's related to your on-the-job injury. All you have to do is keep an accurate and detailed record of your trips, including the date, time, where you went, the purpose of the trip, and the number of round-trip miles. And that mileage can add up in a hurry, so keep a record of it so you can get paid. Remember, it's your money. It is not the insurance company's money, and you are entitled to receive it. All right, secret number 4. Did you know that you generally have up to 30 days to report your accident to your employer? Now, a lot of employers and a lot of insurance companies may try and tell you that if you did not report the accident on the day you were hurt, they will not accept your claim because they'll tell you the law requires you to report your accident immediately. Well, this isn't completely true. The smart thing and the safest thing to do is to report your accident right away, even if you think it's something that will get better in a short period of time. We have helped a lot of clients that had what they thought was a minor back strain that later resulted in them having to have back surgery when their condition did not improve. If they had waited to report the accident, chances are the insurance company may have denied the claim. But again, the law gives you 30 days to report the accident. You must report it to your foreman or supervisor within this 30-day time period. If you don't, you'd better have a good excuse for failing to give notice within this time frame. Now, our final secret, secret number 5. Do you really know how much the employer and the insurance company are supposed to pay you in your weekly wage checks? Well, most people don't. By law, you're entitled to 2/3 of your average weekly wage, but the most the insurance company is obligated to pay you right now is only $575 per week. It doesn't matter if you're making $2,000 per week. Again, the most the insurance company has to pay you right now is $575 per week. So here are a couple of examples. If you average $450 per week in gross pay for the 13 weeks before your on-the-job injury, the insurance company is only obligated to pay you $300 per week, which is 2/3 of the $450. But if you average $900 per week in gross pay for the 13 weeks immediately before you're on the job injury, the insurance company only has to pay you the maximum weekly rate of $575, even though 2/3 of $900 is $600. Now, this drastic cut in pay, it can be especially tough on injured workers and their families when they're used to receiving a full paycheck and they're living paycheck to paycheck. Well, do insurance companies always pay the correct amount? No, sadly they don't. And if they're paying you less than the maximum amount of $575 per week, they are required by law to file a form that lets you know exactly how they calculated the amount of your weekly check. Insurance companies often fail to count your overtime pay, and they hardly ever include tips or bonuses or other benefits from your job. But they get away with it every day because injured workers don't know about their rights. Injured workers have rights that must be protected. Please do not be a victim. Now, I know this is a lot of information. If you have a question regarding a workers' compensation claim, the easiest thing to do is to pick up the phone and give me a call to discuss your claim. The phone number, 1-800-WIN-WIN-1. The call is free, it is completely confidential, and there is no obligation whatsoever. Now, one other option, you can visit my website, GaryMartinHayes.com. It is loaded with all kinds of legal videos and information about Georgia law, especially about Georgia workers' compensation law. Watch the videos, learn more about your rights. But again, the easiest thing to do is to pick up the phone and call me, because the specific facts of your case is really what matters. The phone number is 1-800-WIN-WIN-1.